News every 15 minutes, weather every 10, and sports twice an hour.
Newstalk, KGVO, AM 1290 and 101.5 FM.
You're listening to Montana Morning with Peter Christian.
Faculty and student group responds to budget cuts at the University of Montana. Good morning, everyone. It's Montana Morning. Here it is Wednesday, January 27th, 2016. Skies cloudy. It's 32 degrees in Missoula. Roads mostly bare and dry. Have some bare and wet conditions, though. I-90 from Superior up over Lookout Pass and from Highway 12 down from Lolo Pass into Lolo. Our newscast this morning, sponsored by Nissan and Hyundai of Missoula under new management, offering rebates, discounts, and 0% financing at a huge selection of inventory on Brooks near Southgate Mall. A group of University of Montana faculty, students, and staff called the UM Advocacy Coalition met together yesterday to respond to President Royce Engstrom's plan to cut staff and expenses due to reduced enrollment. History professor Mirdad Kia said a meeting last week with the Commissioner of Higher Education produced positive results.
First and foremost, we expressed our very grave concern about these cuts, both to staff and faculty. We believe that we cannot cut our way out of this crisis.
Kia ended his comments by extending an olive branch to President Engstrom and his administration.
We hope to make this point that we are not here to criticize only, but also to offer some constructive and positive sort of suggestions and solutions as the crisis at the university unfolds.
President Engstrom will have more comments regarding the ongoing process of cutting expenses during his mid-year address on February 3rd. You can go to our website and view the story, which also includes a press release from the advocacy group, as well as a response from President Engstrom and the administration. It's all there at newstalkkgvo.com. The trial of a 51-year-old woman accused of stabbing a Butte man at a southwestern Montana campground is underway. The Montana Standard reports that Sandra Leanne Cantrell wept when she saw two photos of Mark Mullen's body during the prosecutor's opening statements. Cantrell's accused of deliberate homicide for stabbing Mullen. Her common-law partner, Christopher Lee Stiles, pleaded guilty in March to deliberate homicide. Cantrell's attorney says Mullen was intoxicated and told Stiles and Cantrell they could no longer stay at his campground near Wise River. Prosecutors say Cantrell stabbed Mullen with a knife. Stiles hit him over the head with a stick, killing him. For the first time ever, the Missoula County Attorney's Office has released an annual report covering the year 2015. County Attorney Kirsten Pabst says the report will help clarify trends in crime activity. The report begins with a look at some high-profile cases from last year.
The Marcus Karma case, he ended up with a sentence of 70 years to the Montana State Prison for the deliberate homicide of Dyron Beatty. Donald Town was a sex offender that Jennifer Clark prosecuted. He was a level 3 predator, and she was able to get a significant sentence on him as well, life without parole, so he will never offend another child as long as he's alive.
Pabst said she's taken major steps over the past year to redirect her staff into specific areas of concern to the Missoula community, such as the expanded Special Victims Unit.
6.5 full-time people now committed to the Special Victims Unit. 4 prosecutors, one which is co-located at the Missoula Police Department. She specializes in investigations and guiding the law enforcement officers in doing sound investigations.
Pabst said she's sharing the information gleaned from the report with other law enforcement agencies to provide better service to the county. An Obama administration effort to overhaul coal sales from public lands will be put to its first test this week as companies seek to advance 2 major mining projects in the western U.S. Cloud Peak Energy and Lighthouse Resources want to mine a combined 644 million tons of coal from government-controlled reserves in Montana and Wyoming. Federal and state officials are meeting today to consider that request. Missoula police are searching for more information in the case of a robbery that occurred in broad daylight on Monday. Public Information Officer Travis Welsh has more.
It was reported as a strong-armed robbery, meaning that there were no weapons involved. About 4 o'clock in the 1600 block of Wyoming Street, a young male reported that he was assaulted by 3 unknown males who demanded his wallet. The victim refused to turn it over and fortunately only suffered minor injuries as a result.
At this point, detectives have few details. There are no pictures, no photos of the suspects.
Suspects were said to leave the area in a red Chevy Cavalier with a black bumper. They were described as Hispanic or Latino, wearing black hoodies with black and white bandanas partially covering their faces. The features of their faces that could be seen were described as chiseled.
Anyone with information about the case advised to contact Detective Mitch Lang at 552-6292 or at Crime Stoppers at 721-4444. The Commissioner of Political Practices has found campaign violations by 2 candidates and a student organization in the 2014 elections. Commissioner Jonathan Modell's rulings released yesterday are against Republican Representative Randy Pinocci of Sun River, Democrat Representative Zach Brown of Bozeman, and the college Democrats at Montana State University. Modell found that Pinocci failed to report a contributor's name, the costs he incurred for video and print campaign materials, and details about in-kind contributions. Modell said Brown didn't report all the information required about contributors and vendors and didn't open an account for his surplus campaign funds in a timely manner. And he said the student group filed late as a political committee didn't report contributions and expenditures in a timely manner and didn't properly attribute campaign materials. Most campaign violations are settled by a fine. At Monday night's Missoula City Council meeting, one of the projects approved was the funding of the Mary Avenue extension, which is part of the overall expansion plans for Southgate Mall. Director of the Missoula Redevelopment Agency, Ellen Buchanan, said the project's a public and private collaboration.
The piece that MRA is involved in is the construction of Mary Avenue extension from Brooks Street to the west side of the Bitterroot Branch rail line. That will go through the mall property.
Buchanan said the financing was approved by a unanimous vote at Monday night's City Council meeting and confirmed that no new tax monies will be levied on Missoula property owners.
It is financed with tax increment dollars, which is not additional taxes to anyone. It's the tax growth that's occurred in that urban renewal district over the last 15 years.
Construction of the Mary Avenue extension also requires the acquisition of rights-of-way and an easement from Montana Rail Link. This is an interesting story. A 48-year-old woman developmentally disabled with myotonic muscular dystrophy saved her mother's life and stopped a house fire at their Butte home. The Montana Standard reports Joanne McClafferty at her armchair caught fire after her cigarette and medical oxygen combusted on Saturday. Her daughter Leanne Lundgren was able to remove McClafferty's oxygen tube and smother the flames on her lap and torso. McClafferty also has limited mobility due to myotonic muscular dystrophy. When the fire department and other emergency services arrived, the fire was safely out. The ambulance transported Joanne to St. James Healthcare, where she was then flown to the burn center at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. Our news talk time now is 6:12.
Newstalk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
Isolated pockets of freezing rain and snow won't be possible today. Otherwise, look for mostly cloudy skies with their highs right around 40 degrees. Patchy fog this evening, lows in the mid-20s. Rain likely Thursday. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for KECI 13.